African Voices Radio presents David Adodo Show.
So baby, don't stop, and I won't stop. Luxurious life and them crystals. Every day with you on a Christmas, and I swear no this my final bus stop. Like you do. Kiss me like you do. No one can do me like you do. Love me like you do, yeah. I'm not gonna leave you longer. I'm gonna sing you halala. I'm gonna make you jolly, yeah. You're my honey.
Giving you all, giving you all their love. It's time for African Voices Radio, the David Adodo Show, bringing you news, culture, Afrobeats music, and so much more. African Voices Radio, the David Adodo Show, is the voice of Africa. So grab a seat, pull up, tell your friends. It's time for African Voices Radio, the David Adodo Show. Now it's time. The gang is all here, and it's time for your host. Floats like a butterfly, stings like a killer African bee, known as the Prince of North America, Tunde Phillips. Tunde, you're live.
Hi, Jason.
Hey, Brother Charles. Well, we introduce the king of North America, Brother Charles. Good afternoon, sir. I don't know what's going on with Tunde. Can you hear me? Guys, can you hear me? You guys are up. Can you guys hear me? Hello? You guys are up. You guys are up. I don't know why you can't hear me. I've been calling you.
We couldn't hear you. We just hear you now. You want to do the intro?
I had already done the intro. I'm not sure why you're not hearing me. I'm going to try to figure it out. But
okay.
That's why we're wondering.
I actually said, float like a butterfly, sting like an African killer bee. It's time for Prince Philip.
Let's do it.
Well, you're up. I apologize, family. We're having some technical difficulties. They're not hearing me, but we are live.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of our show, the David Adodo Show on African Voices Radio. Today in the house, we have a special guest, a very, very special guest. I'm not going to reveal who that person is right now until when the time is due. As we on right now, I have my brother Charles with me, and I also have my brother Jason. My name, as always, remains Prince Tunde Phillips. So we're here on African Voices Radio as usual. I hope you all had a wonderful week. I hope you all stayed safe and took care of each other, because that's what we have to do. Brother Charles, how was your week?
Man, so good so far. I think we're having an intro. What's going on, Jason?
We're getting feedbacks on the audio.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. So how was your week, Brother Charles?
Yeah, I mean, like I started to say, so far so good. Fortunately, it's been a rainy week, man. I know I went out of town. I couldn't do much, just in the hotel, just because it's been raining all week. But other than that, I mean, the weekend is so nice. Today is sunny. Wonderful Saturday. Like you said, I'm very, very excited to be here. Thanks for inviting me. And then also, I'm so excited about your special guest, which I don't think I've seen. I will pretend. We have the best guest we've ever had this year so far on the screen. I think your fans is gonna be very, very excited today. Thank you, Tunde.
That's great. Also, of course, we have Jason. Our studio engineer behind, handling things together behind the cameras. So,
can you guys hear me now?
Without much ado, we're going to settle into it. We're expecting the rest of the gang, the Queen, and Mr. Adodo just sent a text that he's going to be a little bit behind, but he's on his way. He's going to join us very soon, and the Chief as well. Maybe I should let the cat out of the bag before the Chief comes. It's the Chief's birthday today, so it's his birthday today. So when he comes on, we should acknowledge his birthday and.
Yes, I was waiting for you to do that.
Yes, most definitely. We have to, the United States on this side of the world, first I want to start on a good news. I want to congratulate our own sister, our own daughter, our own little teenager. Her name is Bitri Yinka Banjo. She's a Nigerian, and then she won 19 scholarships worth $5 million. 19 scholarships worth $5 million in the United States and in Canada. And she won that, with that she's able to go to any school, go anywhere she wants to go and study everything she wants to do. I want to say congratulations to her and her parents. Her name is Victory Yinka Banjo.
Can you hear me now?
Congratulations to her for making us proud.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you, Jason.
Oh, okay. You know how they say in in your country, my daughter's going to be a doctor.
Just like Jason, that's the sound of a proud father. That my daughter is going to be a doctor.
Sign of a proud parent.
So that's real nice. That's amazing. That's very amazing. That's interesting. Thank you for making us proud. Thank you for, doing the good things. Every time we should not always hear bad things from Nigeria. When good things happen, we should put it out there and let us know that good things are happening. Over here in the States, nothing, all of that is going on is about the coronavirus, the vaccination. So far, according to NPR, we have 251 million doses administered already, and then 108 million have been fully vaccinated. So the government is still encouraging people, do the best you can, make sure you get vaccinated. You don't need an appointment now. You can just walk into a pharmacy, CVS, Rite Aid, any of these pharmacies, and then you get your shot. And if you get the first shot, if you get either Pfizer or Moderna, please go back and get the second shot. Because you got the first shot does not mean that you are covered. You still have to go back and get the second shot. And if you did get the Johnson & Johnson, that is just one shot. So please, we encourage everybody. Go ahead and get vaccinated, and fully vaccinated, not just vaccinated. There's a lot of rumors going around about, the vaccine and stuff like that. People coming up with all kinds of things. My brother, my sister, please, if you have the opportunity, get vaccinated. Those people spreading those rumors have already been vaccinated behind the doors. You don't know. They come out and tell you, oh, don't do it. It's not good. It's this, it's that. Get vaccinated and save yourself and save people around you as well, family and friends, Mr. Charles, I see you smiling over there. You have something to say.
I just smiling about what you said about, those people that are writing all this in social media, trying to deceive people. Just like we know, the only thing is check in any states. I don't know which states, but there's a lot of things going on these days about vaccine. You can even have a glass of beer while you get vaccinated. You can even have a little money, 2-0, something like that. So they're sweetening it up for everyone to be, to be excited in going to do that. I mean, Tunde just said it. All these people that are against this, believe me, they've already gotten vaccinated. All of them. We're not gonna. This is not a show for us to start naming names or whatever. But be rest assured that all these people that are saying this, there's no reason anybody should get sick and die at this point here in the United States from COVID. And I know that most of our fans and listeners out there, you guys know what is happening in some other countries where they kind of relax. We know what's going on in Argentina. We know what's going on in India now. It's not a joke. So if you're in this country or any other country, especially in Nigeria, I know that the government still have some vaccines out there for people to register and then get vaccinated. Please stop listening to rumor, okay? But if you have an illness that you think that probably will have a reaction with that, check with the doctor. They will be able to advise you more.
Yes, it's always best to check with your doctor before you do anything medically if it's going to affect you. And also, there are so many incentives that have been put up by what Charles is saying. People are getting money to get vaccinated. People are getting all kinds of incentives to get vaccinated. So, I mean, let's do this so that we can all, be vaccinated and before the fall comes, before it starts to get cold. Because once it starts to get cold again, that's a different scenario. We don't know which way it's going to go. Well, at least if you're vaccinated now, you have some kind of protection before it gets, cold. So I encourage everybody out there to do the best they can and try to get vaccinated. So without Mr. Charles, so how was your week? How did the rest of your week go?
So far going very well. Like I said, the weather is nice today. And we all know what is coming tomorrow. So we know tomorrow is Sunday, but I'm sure by the end of the show, Tunde will be able to tell us what is happening tomorrow. So most people are getting ready for the things they're going to do tomorrow. Some of us probably would like to, instead of cooking that food inside this time, just make it outside for something different for whoever. But, like I said, I don't know what it is, but I know that tomorrow is Sunday, which actually here, Tunde probably going to have surprises for us. So I'll wait till the end of the show. But other than that, everything is going well.
That's great.
It's been a very good week, rainy week, like I said earlier. But we thank God today is Saturday.
Yes.
So we always look forward for the weekend.
Yes. So tomorrow without much ado, is Mother's Day. It's a day, I mean, I don't have to define Mother's Day to you. The day itself defines itself. Mother's Day. It's very simple. You know, so it's a day that we celebrate our mothers. It's a day that we celebrate, you know, appreciate them for everything that they have done from us, from having us up until this point. If your mother is deceased, well, you would have somebody to look up to. If you're married, your wife becomes your mother. So, you know, you take care, you do something special for her tomorrow as it's Mother's Day. You know, so do the best you can. Buy flowers, buy a gift. It's the thought that counts. It's not the how expensive the gift you give or what the price is that you give. It is a thought, the fact that you're able to do something. Tomorrow, don't let mommy wash dishes. You wash dishes. Yes. Okay? Tomorrow, don't let mommy do the cooking. You do the cooking. Or, you know, all this kind of stuff. So, the to do to show appreciation go a very long way. So, tomorrow is Mother's Day. Hopefully, you know, everybody will be out there making our mothers happy, you know, and then appreciating them and giving thanks to God for them. So please do not forget, tomorrow is Mother's Day in the United States. It might not be Mother's Day in some other countries, but it's Mother's Day here in the United States tomorrow, because I think the dates vary from country to country, but it is Mother's Day here in the United States tomorrow. So,
but Tunde,
yes,
that does not stop us, you know, celebrating, you know, Mother's Day, you know, in another country, you know, for wherever people that are listening to us. So, yes. I mean, think about it, you know, so the fact that it's only here, I think some of us have our mothers, not all of us here have our mothers here. Our mothers is back home, though our wives here becomes our mother, but at the same time, you know, if this show is going to celebrate it, probably if anybody I think you probably have something to announce later for the Mother's Day for people that are listening, probably from Nigeria also.
Yes, I'm going to just go ahead and put it out there now so that because of our conversation and our discussion, it doesn't slip up. So the first 5 women to call, we get a Mother's Day gift. The first 5 women to call, we get a Mother's Day gift. Number to call is 1-844-404-7200. Once again, the number to call is 1-844-404-7200. I would like for us to take a quick break, and then when we come back from the break, we'll introduce our guests, and then we'll go from there. So, Jason, if you can take us to break, give us some good music to honor our mothers, and then when we come back, we would go on from there. Thank you.
You're listening to African Voices Radio.
It's Elevate on the beat.
I be on my way to you. No matter where you there, you know I'm still there for you. Na 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 na. Yeah. Bama no go shout, oh, Bama go surgery. When you come around, you shut the man down, cause of your body, oh. Baba no go die unless nobody rubo. Baba no go live unless nobody move. Nobody go ever fit without a duro. Oh, sure. Diamonds on my neck, I know that's the thing you like, oh. Tell me your location, baby, say make a turn on. Nobody go ever fit without me duro, yeah. Say for your case, oh. See us have been dodging the popo, but I no get any in the ghetto. When I dare said I be the bang bang, I call me the bang bang. I say for your case, oh. See us have been dodging the popo, but I no get any regret, oh. Now you they give me confidence, oh, yeah. Oh, when I dare side I be balotel, yeah. Anytime you call I go pon no. Girl, I go pon no, oh, yeah. When I day outside, I be Machiavelli, yeah. Only me we got this to make you calm down. Yeah, if you the reason, as I the reason, then you gonna say every little thing I they do not for you. Every little thing I they do not for you. Yeah, if you the reason, as I the reason, then you gonna say every little thing I they do not for you. Every little thing I they do not for you. Say for your case, oh. See as I've been dodging the popo, but I no get any regret, oh. When I day aside, I be the bang bang, I call me the bang bang. I say for your case, oh. See as I've been dodging the popo, but I no get any regret, oh. Now you they give me confidence, oh. Bye. Oh, yeah.
All right, Jason. Thank you. We're back from our little break. I hope everybody's having a good time on the show and enjoying the show. At this point, I would like to introduce our special guest. Our special guest has quite an extensive resume. So I'm just going to go ahead and read a little bit of his resume so that to introduce him to everybody. Our special guest is Mr. Akinfadeyi. Mr. Fadeyi is the founder and CEO of Akinfadeyi Foundation. Mr. Fadeyi holds a Bachelor's of Art degree in English and Literary Studies from the Obafemi Awolowo University in Ile-Ife, and a postgraduate degree in International Law and Diplomacy from the University of Lagos in Nigeria. Mr. Fadeyi's professional skills cut across public relations, media relations, capacity development, leadership, strategic thinking, and non-profit management. Mr. Fadeyi, again, like I said, you're welcome to the show, Mr. Fadeyi. It's good to have you here.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here.
Welcome to the show. Mr. Fadeyi, once again, runs an NGO, in Nigeria, the Akinfadeyi Foundation, which has done a lot of things in Nigeria that's made him our guest for today. We are interested. We want to know what energizes this man. What gives you, what's the inspiration? As bad as things are in Nigeria, when I read all the things that you have done in Nigeria online, and I hear from people from Nigeria, I'm like, what gives this man? How does this man wake up every morning and do all these things that he does? Mr. Fadeyi.
Yeah, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Let me start by saying hello to everyone, Mr. Charles Obekwe, Mr. Jason Rodriguez, and of course yourself, and my very special regards to Mr. Charles Adodo and Mr. Lasheni, who kept chasing me that I must be Egbeyemi or Lasheni. You kept it's been over me for about 3 weeks. Such a very humble man, Now, what drives me is patriotism and love for that country. You understand that anywhere we go in the world, we really can't call anywhere home if we're not deceiving ourselves. Where is actually home is this our country called Nigeria. We can get up, we can go on vacation, we can become immigrants and go to some country, we can send our kids abroad for our seniors who send their kids abroad. But there's that emotional, cognitive attachment to your mother tongue. And if that country is not well, if that country is sick, psychologically, you will be sick. So I sit down in Nigeria and I look at WhatsApp messages that fly up and down. And if you do a ratio of the WhatsApp messages that go about, you find out that it's not just Nigerians alone living in Nigerians that are lending voice to their emotions about what's going on in Nigeria. Most of the messages you see as forwarded many times, actually come from the diaspora. People talking about the different issues we're grappling with. So I guess I just love Nigeria, and I thought I could contribute my little quota to making it a better place. So help me God.
Amen.
Amen, Akin, amen.
Yes.
Oh my God, you making me cry right now because I'll be honest with you. When it was announced that you're gonna be our guest on this show, and then we have to go look at the foundation, I was expecting an old man. I mean, what I mean is not an old man. I'm expecting somebody older than you are because it is hard these days, like he said. What it is that is motivating you as a young man doing. I mean, this foundation was 2016. I was telling him that looking at what this foundation have done since 2016, Nigerian government haven't even, I mean, I don't know how to say that, since 1960. They don't even have that kind of, I mean, not that I'm comparing you to the Nigerian government, but, you know, for what you have done so far, it's unbelievable. I mean, we're going to start, people, I don't know, people have really Googled this foundation to see what a non-profit organization goal is about corruption. I mean, usually non-profit organization does things like poverty, you know, giving people food and all that and just move on. But look at other things. You're talking about sexual harassment and you're talking about corruption in Nigeria. And this is actually where you've done better than it. I mean, it's unbelievable. Trust me. And you made me, when I read a little bit about this foundation, I shed tears because like Tunde said, when he started in the beginning, there's so many good things in Nigeria that, you know, never see the day of light, you know, because of whatever other problems that we're having, you know. But I said, I must be part of this organization. I mean, I don't know how to, but I will ask you, who is it, John D. and then McCarthy? I mean, who are these people actually?
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, so I guess there's a kind of trajectory to how we arrived at John and Catherine D. MacArthur Foundation. Let me first say thank you very much, sir, for your kind words. Yes, I run into that kind of shock. A lot of people once in a while when I step out, because I'm very, very private. I hardly step out.
Yes.
You know, I'm event shy. I don't go on red carpets. I just like to get a job done. If you go on my Facebook page, you hardly find my picture. You know, so if I run into that shock of, oh, you're not older than this? And I say, no, I'm not older than this. Now, MacArthur Foundation, this is the story that led to them. In 2000, I woke up in the middle of the night, one of the several nights that I get bothered about what's going on in my country. And I look around and I see that the country was teetering towards an apocalypse, if you like. Our corruption in the country is unprecedented. When you look at the endemic as it spreads across like gangrene, and I started penning down my thoughts about it, and I thought, okay, you could use carrot and stick approach. You don't have to be docile. You call out wrongdoing from institutions and government and from within citizens. But again, you can also think of collaborating to get them to do the right thing. So I started penning down my thoughts. What's the best way to fight corruption? Then I asked myself a question. Listen, who are those we refer to as corrupt people? Leadership. That's what we always point to. Oh, Saraki is corrupt. Oh, Jonathan is corrupt. Oh, Buhari is corrupt. Then there's what development work does to you. It makes you do what we call critical interrogation of issues. And that is, okay, is this the end point of what you're talking about? Or are there other issues surrounding this? And my own critical thinking was, all right, so Jonathan is corrupt, Buhari is corrupt, all of them are corrupt, but where did they come from? They are all byproducts of our nation's systemic decay. They didn't drop from heaven. They didn't drop from outer space. So, if our system is rotten, and it's really rotten, when this president leaves, the next president that will take over will be overwhelmed by the system and it will become corrupt. If you put the most religiously revered man in Nigeria in Aso Rock, I'm not sure it will survive 1 year before becoming corrupt. Because the system,
it's a reflection of the society.
It's a reflection of the society. The system has suffered from gangrenous spread of corruption. A lot of people believe in believe in the fast lane, get rich quick, and so you now produce a Nigerian that will get to power, that will not be corrupt. It's a tall dream. So I said to myself, what's the next thing to do? The next thing to do is begin to call out corruption from amongst all of us. And so I started penning down my thoughts that, okay, why don't we start with drama parodies? Nigerians love drama. They love to watch. If you write anything that's intellectually challenging today, before it goes around 10 people, a joke has gone around 100 people. So I started making it appear like parodies, satiric work against corruption, calling out the different things we do wrongly. Because all of us can step out and say, oh, I am clean. Oh, I'm very clean. But what do we do when we shut the door in our exclusive proclivities? So I wrote those things 1 minute, and I've been privileged to manage some high-end consultancies. So I saved the money, both within organizations in Nigeria and international organizations. So I just saved all the money, and I said I was going to invest this money on fighting corruption. And a friend asked me, are you crazy? You could invest this money in building a massive hotel in a choice location, and you'll be making money. You could buy property, 2, 3, and you'll be making money. And I said, when you build all of these, one day, the corrupt system in Nigeria will set it up in inferno. Let's revive this nation. So I produced about 30 commercials against corruption at a go. Got credible Nigerian artists that are well respected and well followed, because it's not every artist, again, you can use, because they are very vulnerable and susceptible to scandals, right? So the screening process was huge, the auditioning process. And I said to them, you know what, guys, I cannot pay you what the MTN, the Globacom of this world pays you, but I'll pay you something respectable. I need you guys to join this. And we locked them down for about 6 weeks, feeding them morning, afternoon, night, getting them to act each scene and paying them. And then on the 3rd of May, 2016, I launched it for the media. And it was flattering, the kind of welcome, rousing welcome we got from the Nigerian media. Like, you know what, this is a game changer. You're taking this into people's homes, because you're producing what they can download on their phone and what they can watch on their TVs. So it's not just you're going to communities to talk about anti-corruption. How many communities will you cover in Nigeria? So hit the message directly into people's hearts. Throw it at their faces through their TV boxes. And after we launched it, I started talking to TV organizations. The ones that could partner me partnered me. The ones that I needed to pay what we call airtime, I did so. And before I knew it, I had invested close to 200 million naira. Because media buying is huge in Nigeria. It's heavy. You also need to get a lot of newspapers to write credible articles on this. And so, but again, I got a lot of good help. It wasn't all paid for, but some were heavily paid for. And when that was done, by August 2016, we saw this opportunity with the European Union. And it was a combined opportunity with the European Union, United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, and United Nations Development Program. They were, you know what? We'd like to support through our PEN support to anti-corruption projects in Nigeria. And we were privileged to be shortlisted. And the money they gave us $100,000. I reinvested everything back into the campaign. We trained schools. We went around close to 200 schools in Nigeria. We identified that they were a very vulnerable sector. When a secondary school boy or girl is saying, I want to use iPhone Max, iPhone Pro Max, iPhone 11, in Nigerian secondary school, you're looking at a guy or a girl who might not mind to make friends with a Yahoo guy or a drug dealer or someone who could compromise their heart. So we go to schools to talk to them because they're a vulnerable sector. We say to them, there's diligence and honor in hard work. So we went around. We also produced more messages. By September, I was approached by MacArthur Foundation. That's the John and Catherine D. MacArthur Foundation to say, oh, you're doing a very good job. We'd like to strengthen your capacity by sending you to a 1-week all-expense paid course in Harvard. And I thought that was very honorable and kind of them. So I was in Boston, Massachusetts. I ran the course. I came back to Nigeria. And I got new insights into how to fight corruption, psychosocial factors, and the fact that if citizens are poor, how do you navigate the messages of corruption around poverty? We learned all of that, and so it helped to redesign the messages. It also helped us to understand the monitoring and evaluation of this project. How many people are listening to you? What impact are you creating? I'll talk about that later as we move on. After I arrived, about November, MacArthur Foundation read an editorial opinion at the back of This Day, written by the publisher of Cable, Mr. Simon Kolawole, that Corruption Not in My Country by Akinfade Foundation is the ultimate anti-corruption war. He called it a game changer. And MacArthur said, you know what, we're interested in this. And they funded it the more. And I think within a period of 3 years, they funded us with about $500,000. And we plowed everything into the work. We produced 30 minutes drama. We produced a lot of radio programs. We went deep into hinterlands in Nigeria to bring intervention to a lot of the vulnerable sectors in the society. And I think they were impressed with the work we did. We were also able to launch technology as an approach to empower citizens to report corruption, encounters of corruption. And we brought interventions to these reports. We called out a lot of institutions. We stood against them, even at the risk of our lives sometimes. And here we are. I think I answered the question about MacArthur.
Extensively, Mr. Fadi, very extensive.
Yes.
Thank you so much. While you were talking, a couple of people that are also part of this program came in. First and foremost is Chief. How are you doing, sir?
I'm very well, thank you.
And while you were away, I let the cat out of the bag. I told everybody that it's your birthday. So happy birthday, Chief, on behalf of everybody else, everybody on the show. To all the fans and listening, everybody out there, it is Chief's birthday, so please call in to wish him happy birthday. Or you can also go on Facebook and send him birthday wishes. I've been responding to people on Facebook.
Thank you very much. I appreciate.
Happy birthday, Chief. Wishing you many more years. Good health.
I listened to Mr. Akinfade and I'm so impressed.
Yes. We are just started. He just gets started.
Yes.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what this young man have done. The thing is, I think looking at what he just said, how so far the government of Nigeria accepted your ideas and all that. What have they done? Have they tried to to work with you, to be able to have this message? Because that is really a powerful message, and that's what Nigeria need.
Yes, especially the National Orientation Agency. That's an agency that should be working with you, that should be collaborating with you to get stuff out at the national level.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. I guess before I answer that question, I should wish Chief a very happy birthday. And pray for him that God will continue to keep him alive. I guess the only reason I'm able to be on this platform is because he has invested himself into social development courses. And I always say that you can pray to be successful, but praying to be successful is not enough. Praying to be wealthy is not enough. What you should actually be praying for is to be fulfilled. And when you run projects that have direct impact on the people, there's nothing that gives you fulfillment other than that, more than money. So what Chief has done here, or what he's doing here, is very encouraging, very commendable. And I'm very proud of him. And I wish him very long life so that he can continue to scale up platforms like these to achieve credible engagement and robust engagement within this space. Happy birthday, Chief.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fade. You see, there's something about you you don't know. Let me quickly tell you. Progress Okuk, our mutual friend on Facebook, she's been wonderful. And the things we talk about you, the things you do, we are so proud of you. Very proud of you, Mr. Fade. Very, very proud of you. You are doing very wonderfully well. And the things you're doing for humanity, for progress, for Nigeria is great. The last one you did that I know, the man who was killed in Ibadan, who was killed in the police cell, I followed you and I cried. I saw what you did about it, and to God be the glory. I congratulate you for all the things you're doing, Mr. Fade.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That is wonderful.
Right. So, to answer your question, I think when we first started, we had a lot of pushbacks from the Nigerian government. A lot of pushbacks, which is understandable. Because if you look at how the political system in Nigeria is set up, you have the PDP and the APC, parties with identical manifesto, but who are also very corrupt, who have spent close to 3.6 billion naira both ways pursuing election campaign, and these are taxpayers' money that they cannot account for. So when you say to such, so I read a book by one of Nigeria's very old men who is now deceased, Chief Bola Ige. I was I must have been a toddler when he was alive. But I read some things about him, and I was laughing the day I saw one of where he said some political parties in Nigeria were fingers of a leprous hand. You know, so what we have again in Nigeria today are two fingers of a leprous hand. So when you take anti-corruption war to them, there will be the usual pushback. But I just didn't give up. I said to them, you are not committing self-immolation if you join anti-corruption projects. We know you're not doing the right thing. We know governance is amputated, but you still need to allow us to strengthen your capacity. And so, on the 18th of April, first it was 17th of March 2017, I bulldozed my way, so to speak, to have a meeting with the Inspector General of Police, the penultimate past Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Putum Idris. He hosted me to about the meeting of himself and his management committee, including the police secretary. And I said to him, Nigerians are suffering in detention cells. And then you go to Transcorp Hilton Hotel, you go to Nikon Noga, and you say, oh, we are fighting corruption. You're not fighting corruption. They don't believe you, because this is a loudmouth policy proclamation that does not cascade down the rank and file. So you need to partner us. And he said, Aki, you're blackmailing me. And I said, no, I am not. I let him know that when we launched Corruption Not in My Country, we went around a lot of barracks, because we'll go deep into the barracks, we'll go to police divisions, and make friends with assistant commissioners of police, with some commissioners of police, with DPOs, we'll fight, we'll settle, they call it norming and storming. But I said, all of them, if you talk to them, they want a security architecture that is foolproof, that is good. They said they will not be corrupt if you just put the right things in place. So let us work together. And so the IG approved that, okay, we should campaign against corruption together. And he approved that Dolapo Badmos, the PPRO for Lagos then, and Jim Omoshood, who was the federal PRO, to become like model actors. And we produced anti-corruption messages with them, with Saka, Nigerian very good artist, Femi Adebayo, all of them. And again, we put it on TV. And then we launched it at the International Conference Center in Abuja. It was attended by the diplomatic community, United States Embassy Director of Policy on Anti-Corruption and International Narcotics, Rosalind Weiss was there, UNDP was there, a whole lot of international development organizations were there. After we did that, the IG made a pronouncement that Nigerian policemen should blow whistle against corruption. This is verifiable if you just Google it up. After we did that, we walked up to the DG of National Orientation Agency. You need to join forces with us. We will continue to finance how we get on TV. We will continue to get organizations to support us when the money is too much for us to pay. But by all means, indicate to Nigerians that you are partnering. So he partnered. So Nigeria National Orientation Agency of Nigeria partnered. When we got on, after we launched Floodit app, because as we started campaigning against corruption, I thought it was time to scale it up. And so it's difficult for people to get up from their homes and go to police stations to report acts of debauchery. It's difficult for someone who was robbed or who was shortchanged by a road safety official, FRSC, who says, bring your license, you give him. Bring your this, you give him. Bring your that, you give him. Then he says, okay, open your boot. I want to see this. I want to do that. The constitutional mandate of FRSC is just to maintain, is just to make sure that our roads are fine, right? It's just to make sure that, certain processes are met by our drivers, right? They're not even the ones that fix the roads. It's Federal Roads Maintenance of Nigeria, Federal Roads Maintenance Agency. But you find out that some road safety officials still take bribes. So we thought, you know what? Nigerians won't get up to go report corruption because they know when they do so, they won't get justice. Number two, the system will frustrate them to the extent they'll get discouraged and go back home. So we designed the Flag It app. So with Flag It app, in the comfort of your bedroom, you can report corruption. And as you're reporting, we're seeing it on our portal, in our office. And you're getting a case receipt immediately. And the moment you get that case receipt, we are going after the organization you have reported. And that was how we were able to get, imagine, it was a family in Ibadan. Someone just told them, oh, your breadwinner has been killed. There's a Flag It app by Akipade Foundation. You can report on it. They said, we don't know how to do that. We're not technology savvy. And he said, don't worry, I'll help you. And he helped them to report it. And we saw it. And that's how we went after the police. And as I speak with you, we've succeeded in getting that case to Human Rights Tribunal in Oyo State. That family has made 3 appearances. And for Oyo State government to recognize them, I personally went after Afe Babalola Chambers to say, this is happening in your state. So we need you to give us pro bono legal service. We will pay for all the logistics. We'll pay for every other thing that is involved. But we can't pay 15 million SAN fee. And Afe Babalola, they jumped on it. And so the family will get justice. The police, they've been lying, they've been doing all they could do. But we use Flag It app to track everything that happened. We have documented evidences to the day they went to the house of the man, 22nd July 2020, how they arrested him, 1 a.m., how they got to the first police station where they incidented the report, 1:17 a.m., how they got to State CID Yagoku, 1:43 a.m., when they pushed him into the cell, 2:05 a.m., when they started hitting him with the butt of the gun. We have it all. And by the 5th day, 5 a.m., he died. We have it all. We put all of that to the tribunal, and the police, they are running helter-skelter now. Now, Nigerian government will step out to say, oh yeah, we are partnering with you. But deep within them, they're not happy that you're calling them out. The Inspector General of Police was not happy that we called out his men who killed Mr. Kende Omotosho in Ibadan. The Inspector General is not happy that one Jumoke Ode, that's our name, who was raped in Ogun State, and that one of the ASPs was trying to frustrate the case after it was reported on Flag It app, and we called them out. The IG is not happy about that. Many of them are not happy, but we got to do what we got to do. We have a job to do, and we will do it. And we've told them, listen, the worst that can happen to us is you send hit squads to take us out. But because it's a movement, because it's a process, because it has now even included technology, we're not afraid to die. It will continue. People know now that they can report on Flag It app. And the moment they do so, the process leaks it on social media. Automatic. So, even if you kill me, this process is running. So we said that to them. Now, on the 19th of October 2019, we approached the Corps Marshal of the Federal Road Safety Corps to say, your men are stealing. Your men are robbing Nigerians. Your men are stepping out of their core mandate. And join technology. Let's work together. And he said, I'm ready. And that was it. We launched the Flag It app with the Federal Road Safety Corps. We've received more than 109 reports on officers. We've received the most fulfilling thing for us was that recently we got information that some Nigerians were writing the call marshal to say, once we just show Flag It up on our phones, your men say, go, 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 go. They received the last letter from Edo State, from one Mrs. Okodia, you know, and to our surprise, January this year, just this year, you can Google this up in newspapers, the Corps Marshal of Federal Road Safety Corps announced that they received so much reports on the Flag It app designed by our foundation. It has helped them as citizens' feedback, and now they've decided that they're going to be using all these reports. They will deploy them for policy framing issues in FRSC. That's a big result for us, because when your project is beginning to influence policy reform, when it's beginning to shape policy agenda, then you know that your evaluation is scaling up. Then you know that you're impacting your society. Then you know that you're impacting your world.
Yes.
I guess I should stop for now. When we talk about women who are vulnerable that we've been able to rescue, I'll talk about the partnerships we've been able to lock down right now with the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs.
Wow, yeah, I was going to go into that section with the women because it's Mother's Day tomorrow, and so we have to acknowledge that, and we also have to make mention of your work with the women and how you're going about it. While we were still on, talking, Mr. David Adodo joined us. Welcome, Mr. Adodo.
How are you doing?
Also, the Queen also joined us. That is so when we say happy birthday to the chief, we also say happy birthday to the Queen, because the Queen is responsible for the chief looking that good on his birthday. Queen, how you doing? You're muted, Queen. Can you unmute yourself?
I'm sorry. I actually joined quite early before you started, before even Chief joined, but I joined with audio because I just left my job, like I said, and I'm so happy to be here again this afternoon. It's already afternoon here. David Adodo Show is what we do. We educate people. We showcase people that are really making impact on the society. And I'm happy for the kind of young mind we have on the show today. I'm so pleased because if I see young Nigerians that on top of their game, that doesn't care who God is on, they are out there to make a positive impact, to see that our country is running the way it should run. I doff my cap for you, Mr. Kifade. You're doing so wonderfully well. I'm so impressed because, like, some people of our age might be scared of, maybe what government is going to do. I don't want to be locked down. I don't want to lose this one. I don't want to lose that one. And that is what we're talking about. It's the new generation of speak aloud, Sorosophi generation. God bless you. I have a whole lot of questions for you, but let me keep it for now because they already, say so many things about what you're doing, especially by making sure that people get justice when they have cases with government, which has been a big issue in our society for a very long time. You never get justice, especially where you don't know anybody up there. You're gone. I'm so happy for that. Thank you so very much. I still have a question, maybe one or two questions for you, but let's talk to Mr. Adodo. Mr. Adodo, you're welcome to the show.
How you doing, Queen? I know you are very excited. Your husband is on the show, and Chief, I just want to use my own opportunity to say happy birthday, sir. We appreciate you. We appreciate the wonderful things that you do every day, and even the ones that you do on this show. We are extremely proud of you, and we pray that God will sustain you, God will empower you, and you will continue to grow in good health, peace,
and prosperity. And I'm very happy you have the wonderful lady, the Queen, by your side. And I want to also use this opportunity to also say Happy Mother's Day to all the women out there, not just mothers, women out there. I want to wish you all a happy Mother's Day. God bless you. And the gentleman, Mr. Father, I've never heard of him because, I've left Nigeria so many years ago, and I wasn't following the Nigerian story until this political period, and I'm not very impressed with the government of the day. So that made me to be very interested in the politics of the day. So, and after listening to you, Mr. Father, I'm so impressed. I wish I was like you when I was your age, with the things that you do, and so many things that you have elaborated that you are involved in, the anti-corruption and justice for mankind. I'm very keen. I'm very passionate about respect for humanity, respect for women, the rule of law, and I'm very proud of you. I'm very happy that you are doing those things. God bless you. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Thank you, madam, for your very kind words. Really appreciate it, and it's humbling indeed. Thank you, ma'am. I'll take your questions as we go on.
All right. So before we do the questions, I want to go ahead again and announce to our listeners and viewers that the first five women that call are going to win a gift for Mother's Day. The toll-free number is 1-844-404-7200. Once again, the toll-free number is 1-844-404-7200. So you can feel free to call at any time. We'll take your call even if we are having discussions going on. So, Mr. Fadi, we're all impressed at everything that you're doing, and it does not surprise me that the government of Nigeria will feel, scared of you, that you are doing, you're fighting corruption, which we've always talked about on this platform, that corruption is the killer of everything in Nigeria.
The bane of our society.
Yes, the blood that runs through the vein of our society is corruption. And then you have decided, to take on that fight. It is not an easy fight. You're doing the best you can with it. I particularly like the flagging app, because I did go online and I looked at it, and that's a very noble idea, that you're able to do that and to get incidences reported. I would wish that the government would not see it as you exposing them, but would rather partner with you 100% and try to change the focus and reorientate Nigerians towards how things are supposed to be. People now are just used to things being bad. When it is good, they look at you like, what is wrong with you? It seems like it has to always be bad. But with an agency, with the foundation that you have, which you're letting people know that, no, that's not the way. It can be better. This is the way it should be. It's quite laudable, So also, I was also saying that you're doing a lot of work with women, that you try to, because that is when you educate a woman, you educate a nation, believe it or not. Some people might not believe that. They think that women are just there to stay in the kitchen. But no, it's more than that. When you educate a woman, you educate a nation. The woman takes care of the house. We, the men, we go and come. Yes, Chief, Mr. Adodo.
Yes, sorry to interject.
Yes.
Since we are talking about women, there is a young Nigerian girl. Her name is, Victory Adebanjo.
Yes.
She has, in her WAEC exam, she scored all A's in 9 subjects.
Yes.
All A's, A+. And from what I read, this young girl is being offered scholarship in the United States and Canada.
Yes.
What about between $3 and $5 million. And this is the woman. This is the woman.
Yes.
We have so many women that are doing fantastic work. It's unbelievable. Well, Winifred, she comes on the show all the time. She's doing wonderful things.
Yes.
Right now she's doing a project on hypertension, and we have the lady who was just appointed, Okonjo-Iweala.
Okonjo-Iweala, yes. World Trade
So many
Organization.
wonderful women that are doing wonderful things.
Yes.
You understand? So I just want to put that in. When you train a woman, you train the world.
Yes.
Anybody that is thinking that the woman belongs to the kitchen is living in the stone age. Women are doing great things. They are even, I'm sorry to say, they are even doing greater things than men. The tasks that women do. You understand? I mean, not all women, don't get me wrong, not all women. The tasks that most women do, the very good women do, men cannot do it. They are able to do a lot, at one point in time, they multitask, and you always see, most of the time you see a smile on their face doing all these great things. So I just want to use this opportunity one more time to say Happy Mother's Day to our mothers.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Adodo.
Thank you, Mr. Adodo.
Thank you so much. So I'm going to, Mr. Fide, so you were going to tell us about your work with women and how you've been able to uplift them and encourage them to go to school and do some other things.
Right. Thank you very much. Let me first express my gratitude to, can I say Auntie Desola over there, for your...
The queen herself.
All right. The queen herself, for your very kind words. Really appreciate that.
Thank you.
When we hear such things from our mothers, where our confidence is bold, the more we are inspired to do more. Thank you so much, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Yes, ma'am. So, women, let me start answering you by saying this. You need to first think about why did we think, apart from fighting corruption, we also needed to confront the scourge of women issues, women underdevelopment, women attacks, assaults, rape. It's because you can never grow a society that understates the value of women. Like Chief said, empower, educate a girl, and you've educated a nation.
Right.
And if I just say, oh, we're taking up the issues of women because of the XYZ, without giving a background to it, I'll be doing a disservice to that topic. And what's the background I want to give to it? The indicators for fragile states all around the world are 12. Let me just pick 5 of them. Let me speak to 5 of them. Human rights, public services, demographic pressures, internally displaced people, and security. These 5 things I've mentioned, these 5 indicators, I've only mentioned 5 out of 12. You have cohesion, you have politics, you have social-political issues, you have psychosocial issues. But let's take just these 5 that I've mentioned. How do you think women are fared in terms of human rights in Nigeria? When you see policemen assaulting women, slapping women, there was a time we were carrying out a research in 2015. And we found out that a particular police station in Nigeria called Area C in Surulere, Nigerian police would go raid at night, 10 p.m., 11 p.m. They'll say they're arresting prostitutes, commercial sex workers, whatever that means, whatever arresting them means. Then they'll pack them with women who are just coming from work, maybe nurses who just closed from work. afternoon shift, who closed 9 p.m., who suffered in traffic and just got to Ojuelegba at about 11 p.m. God knows where they're coming from, the distance. Nigerian policemen will pack everyone, raid them, lock them up. Then when it's 1 a.m., 2 a.m., they go into those cells. They tell them, allow us to sleep with you so you can get your bail. They rape some of these girls in the cell. So the prostitutes just say, look, it's just like any other night. It's just like any money. Do what you want to do and let me go. Nigerian policemen will rape a lot of these women. And that's how they also rape innocent women who are just coming from work. Under the threat of the gun, which woman will say no to a policeman who wants to rape him in the cell? And then they will let them go in the morning. So, human rights, how have women fared? Public services, how have women fared? What really is a woman able to enjoy in the Nigeria of today? Chief mentioned Progress Oku the other time. One of the very, 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 very versatile women I respect out there, who started a fashion line from the scratch, from nothing, and has built it to what it is today. Once in a while, when I promote our work on Facebook page, people don't understand. Everybody you go, what do you have with anti-progress? And I just smile. I say, I'm encouraging. They say, Akifade, of all people, why are you pushing? How is she even lucky to know you? And I laugh. And I say, I'll promote any woman that is struggling to make ends meet. Nobody believes that I've never met progress in my entire life. As I speak. I'm in Lagos, she's in Abuja. If progress comes to Lagos and she's saying, Aki, where are you? I want to meet. I say, oh, I traveled out. I'm on Romy. But as she said, does she have light to run that fashion business? No. She has to power on generator. We have these conversations many times. Does she have water? What does she have? Nothing. And progress will still be afraid to say, I've been banging this sewing machine all morning. Let me take a walk to stretch my back. She'll be afraid to do that for fear of being kidnapped. So security, she fed? Nothing. Demographic pressures. Internally displaced people. Women are being raped there in exchange for food. In 2019, we partnered Red Robots Project, which was quickly put together by Progress. She said she wants to partner with Akifade Foundation to do this. And do you know why? Nigerian girls, because they needed sanitary pads during menstruation, they will have to go meet some men who lure them to sex and then give them sanitary pads that costs how much? So we have to go buy sanitary pads and donate to a whole community. So when you look at the indicators, 2021, latest 2021 Fragile State Index, Southern Sudan is ranking 113.1. Nigeria is ranking about 98.5. Nigeria is on the list of fragile states. And our population today is 211,407,708 people. By conservative estimation, because those are those that showed up for census, right?
Yes.
Now, how do women fare in all of this? That's why at the foundation we said we're not just going to be fighting corruption alone, we're also going to be fighting the cause of women. And so we encouraged women report corruption, report sexual assault. And do you know what happened? Sometimes last year, while COVID locked the world down, some students of Afe Babalola University, big boys who have very rich parents, they've constituted themselves into a cartel. of cyber bullies. They'll tell young and vulnerable girls that they want to organize a beauty pageant, and the girls will fall for it. And then they'll say, you know what, before you can qualify for that, you need to send us your nude pictures. We need to assess you. And those girls, 17, 18-year-old girls, they will send nude pictures to these boys. After like 4 or 5 months, these boys will now start demanding for 50,000, 100,000, 200,000. It's as much as how rich your father is. They'll say, if you don't want your pictures to end up on social media, pay this money. And they'll give accounts that they open to USSD platforms that cannot be traced. Some Nigerian banks are complicit.
Wow.
And so we started tracking them with the Flag It app. Some girls blew the whistle. We encouraged them, take advantage of technology, report it on the Flag It app. So they reported it. And then I wrote the Inspector General of Police to say, this is happening at Feva Balola University, and it's happening in many universities in Nigeria. But we're going to use these boys in Afeba Balola University as the scapegoat, irrespective of who their parents are. And then I shut down my phone. I don't want, because it's easy to pick my number online. I don't want any parents to call me. I don't want any inducement. Take 50 million. Come and take a land in Lekki. Those are my children. Don't touch them. I don't want it. So we went after these boys, and then we found out they're children of the high and mighty in the society. But it's been reported on technology. Their names are there. So we approached Afeba Balola University. We would like to press charges, and we need you to join us to press charges. They say, oh, how do we get the boys? They're in this university, but it's difficult to get them. We said, don't worry. We paid to Interpol. Interpol was playing games right in the office of the Inspector General of Police. Then we went through the back end to get some police officers who would track these boys for us. No matter what it cost us, we did it. And then, 25th October last year, we got the kingpin, the cartel leader, arrested. We got 3 other members of that cartel arrested. And then their parents started calling those who know me. And I said, it's on technology. I can't, even me can't help it now because it's there. And part of our evaluation is, have we pressed charges? So as I speak, we freed those girls, and the case is in court, Federal High Court 2, Ekiti. The boys are now facing justice. We are going to get them to go to jail. Under the Nigerian law, cyberbully is between 3 years to 7 years imprisonment, 15 million naira payment in damages. We've done that successfully. This wasn't happening before in Nigeria. Yes. Because you can't even provide evidence. But with technology, it's difficult. As I speak with you, we have all the WhatsApp messages of those boys to those girls. We tracked every evidence with which we will nail them. Now, within that same 2020, because, you know, COVID-19 opened the door for sexual offenders corruption, cyberbullying, cyber stalking, online scamming. So within that same year, a very big player in the education sector reported on the Flag It app to say, my daughter is being cyber groomed. And we said, how old is your daughter? She said 13. So what's the problem? She said, one boy is 19-year-old, will tell her daughter to strip herself naked and masturbate. He will send the video, she will send the video to the boy will put it on Instagram. So we said, report to the authorities. She said she can't do so, that she's a big player in the education sector. It will become scandalous for her. We said, okay, don't worry. We went to the back end. We tracked the father of that 19-year-old. It was me that sent the the WhatsApp messages. He didn't reply. Sent text messages. He rebuffed us. He didn't talk to us. Okay? So we wrote a letter to the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs, Mrs. Pauline Talent. And I said to her, Honorable Minister, we are going after someone, but the Nigerian government will come after us. Because the person we are going after, our investigations, and because I have a master's in international law and diplomacy, I understand that clearly. But we're an NGO, we push barriers. We don't have boundaries. And we are backed by international organizations to do the job we do. So I said, Minister, please, you will hear the noise, don't step in. Because we will join your ministry together as being complicit in not protecting Nigerian minors. She said, Aki, I'm behind you. Go after whoever this is. And fortunately, I had leverages because I once consulted for the United Nations, and the Honorable Minister, I was privileged to be a trainer, a facilitator. UN hired me to train some politicians, female politicians in Nigeria, on gender equality, politicians in Nigeria on gender equality. So this minister was the deputy governor of Plateau State then. She was my student. So it was a smooth flow. We got the defense attaché. He said, no, my son cannot do it. We said, your son did it. Oh, how can you prove it? We just gave him all the evidences on Flag It Up. He said, oh, that was the end. He was begging. And so we said we will press charges. It was the woman who reported that said to us, if you go to court, my daughter is just 13. The society we live in, it will become a social stigma issue for her.
Yeah.
We say, okay, don't worry. We will bring this defense attaché to the table. We will bring his PA to the table. We brought all of them to the table. A director in Ministry of Women Affairs was there, and they signed for us a legally binding non-disclosure document that if that girl becomes a commissioner in future, they're not going to use her nude pictures as a 13-year-old to blackmail her. If she becomes a minister, she's safe. No matter what she becomes, nobody will go exhume those videos to extort money. We succeeded in doing that. The embassy signed off on it for us, and we have the document as we speak. We've saved that girl's life to our future. But it's easy to talk about this result. But it's difficult to imagine what we go through before we achieve this result. Apart from writing the minister, we wrote the ambassador to say, your defense attaché the defense attache's son has done so and so. He has also shared the nude with his friends in other countries. Wow. We called them into the meeting to tell them we will send them to jail. And they all deleted it on their iCloud. You know, sometimes you want to sleep at night and you just ask yourself, what have I done today? I've saved another life. So am I going to live till tomorrow? Because these people will come after me. But because you have saved that life, something tells you, go to your grave. You go there smiling. So, rescue Nigerian women. I've just told you 2 examples because it's a program that we can't continue to take your time. Yes. We've rescued so many. We're bringing intervention to so many that are poor. We set them up in small scale, medium enterprises. We don't make noise about it because, I mean, it should just be routine for you to help humanity, right? And for as long as you understand that there's something called duty bearers and right holders. Duty bearers are those who hold authority. Right holders are vulnerable citizens. For as long as right holders in government, duty bearers in government, don't cascade good governance to right holders down there, it's only people like us and wonderful other people that are doing the kind of work we do that can bring such succor to the poor, to the vulnerable, and especially to women. And happy Mother's Day, Queen.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. King. Let me quickly ask you the question is boiling in my heart. Initially, you were talking about corruption and what you have done so far in educating people, especially the young ones in school. Because I always believe that the adults, they are very difficult to get certain things out of their mind. Knowing fully well the kind of society we have in Nigeria, it's a shame. Because like when you talk about Nigeria, you talk about corruption. Corruption is written all over the pieces and inside the heart of everybody. How do we get all this new generation, the upcoming ones, because already they are corrupt, either we like it or not. They have this negative heart. What efforts are you making more to educate them, to make sure that they are tending towards the right path? Do you have, are you bringing them into your program, to the part of your program, the people maybe you're able to win? Are you bringing them up to make sure to talk to other people when you're going on your mission? Do you put them in your program so that they can talk to others to them like that?
Thank you very much, my very, very good question and thought-provoking too. There's a project we're about to commence very, very soon, this same year. We've designed to go across Nigerian universities and begin to identify root causes of endemic acts of debauchery amongst the youth. We're going to take credible leaders in Nigeria to go with us to those universities. We've finished the processing of the documents. We've even done the copyright and everything. There's a Nigerian, for instance, Dr. Joe Abba. He's always on Twitter. I've been in meetings with him where he said, I was a civil servant and there was no day I could boast of $10,000 in my account. Why are so many civil servants, permanent secretaries, all of them, why do they get there arrested for 500 million naira, $1 billion and what have you? So we've decided to go around. We'll be taking credible Nigerians to these higher institutions to talk to young ones and unlock the leadership potentials in them. But we're going to be shortlisting using the Flagit app. For you to qualify to sit down with a star in Nigeria, it must have been that you have never been accused of cyberbullying, you have never been accused of online scam, you have never been accused of any sexual offenders corruption. So this way, you must also be top of your class, like we are within the first 10. This way, we want to trigger healthy rivalry of academic exercise in schools. We want to trigger moral consciousness, galvanize the competencies of these young ones to shun corruption because they are interested in meeting a Chief Adodo. They're interested in meeting the producer of Radio Roots. They're interested in meeting Dr. Joe Abba. Oh, they're interested in meeting Burna Boy, who won Grammy Awards. We have access to many artists in Nigeria who have good names. We're taking them round. That's number one. Number two, that Flagit app we've produced, man, it was a game changer for us because the level of reports we receive on it is humongous. We're going to use this Flagit app into a lot of social problem solving tool, such that through technology we are passing down certain messages that will make that would, you know, trigger that consciousness for Nigerian young ones to begin to know that they can become presidents tomorrow. They can become governors tomorrow. They can become commissioners tomorrow. We put all the projects in place. And when we're launching it, we'll definitely talk to this radio station for you to see what we're putting in place. So for you to ask me this question, it's almost like you were there like 6 months ago when we were designing this strategy.
Yes, Mr. Akin. Thank you so much. I do, looking on your website, you know, I see that you also have a thing up for volunteers. How can people reach you? How can you, is there a website where you go to sign up? Or how do people reach you?
It's akinfadeyifoundation.org. And we're actually launching another website in a couple of weeks. And we will, so the website we have now, we've received a lot of volunteer notifications on it. We take them on, they work with us. Even the guy that designed our last website said, oh, he wanted to volunteer. But again, we ended up paying like 100,000 naira because we just find it unconscionable to use him, to just use him and then tell him thank you, go in peace and be well fed. you know. So I mean, even when we bring people on to volunteer, we still look for means to meet up with their needs, because the truth is, a lot of people are suffering in the country. I am suffering too, anyway. But again, once they go to that site, akinfadeyifoundation.org, yep, they are able to tell us they want to volunteer, and we take them through our process, which is very, very devoid of nepotism, tribalism, or whatever you. People can also, you know, come on Facebook to indicate on our wall, Akinfadeyi Foundation. It's a community that they like to volunteer. Once we see that they are fitting, yeah, we'll take them on.
That's great. Mr. Charles, I see you were itching to say something.
Yes, I have only one question, because I know we're looking at time also, and I know that I'm not going to get into that because Chief Adodo has to say something. I know he's gonna want me to get up so that he can say something too. But I can't. One thing that I wanted, I know I've asked a lot of questions before everybody came on board, is you're talking about partnering with some group or some governmental department in Nigeria. There's one, I don't know if you heard about this show, and exactly what you're doing. I've watched the show also. They're doing, just alike, but your own is in different one. They are located in Abuja. I don't know if you have reached out to them or have they reached out to you in terms of partnering, especially with this app that you develop, because they do really get into, human rights and all that. It's called Break It, the Family Show. Have you heard about them? Or
yeah, that's
if you did, what have you tried to do with them? Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. That's Ordinary Hamed Musa, Mr. Yes. Hamed. He's a very good friend. He's a senior friend. I call him Uncle.
Okay.
And when we launched the Flag It app, he was so overblown. He said, yes, you know what, this is a good initiative. I like you to even bring the FRSC officials that have agreed to be part of this. He gave us like 1 free week to talk about Flag It app on that show. Just, and we are is someone that is just a phone call away from me, and so there are a whole lot of things we still could do together. As I speak with you, I was in a meeting with about 5 NGOs yesterday. Afric they do whistleblowing, on corruption. It's led by Dr. Chido Onuma.
Yes.
Another very senior friend. Primog is led by Mr. Ohiria Agbonsoremi. There's Wangag, which also is very passionate about women development, led by Choma Okole. Choma Adiele Opara. Choma is with USAID-funded West African Trade Hub in Nigeria. And another NGO, small NGO in Lagos, led by Ndidi Taiwo Ojo, founded in 2018, but she's doing awesome work for vulnerable girls. As a matter of fact, there's a woman that has resolved to live in her husband's house because she suffered a lot of assault. I mean, I just called Madam Undidi to say, you know what, go without a police station. You are going to handle this for me, you know, because I can't spread things or everything, you know, and she's doing a wonderful job of it. Yesterday, there were a couple of projects I mapped out to those NGOs on a project that we're looking at that is forthcoming. These are very senior people to me, but I just guess I use this opportunity to appreciate them, to show them tremendous respect on air, because they don't look at me like a small boy. They flatter me a lot. They say to me they are wowed by the work I'm doing, and so when I call them for collaboration on any project, they are there. They are always willing. So that's a very vital question you asked, and yes, we're collaborating and will continue to do so. Let me say to that question you asked. You can't do much in Nigeria without pushing the boundaries and ensuring that you collaborate, because Nigeria is in crisis.
Yes.
Anti-corruption index as at 2020 shows that Nigeria, the amount of dollars that has been frittered away by politicians in Nigeria since Nigeria's independence. I wasn't alive when Nigeria got independence, but at least we read some books, and today we're doing a lot of research. The amount of money that has been frittered away is between $400 to $600 billion. And you want to ask yourself, that would have transformed Nigeria beyond what Dubai is. Beyond what Dubai is. We saw so many countries paying money to their citizens during COVID lockdown. Nigerians were suffering. No government could pay them any money. I gave out 3.7 million naira. 20,000, 50,000, 70,000. I mean, by the time I knew what I was doing, I'd given money to 126 people who could not feed in Nigeria. And they are locked down. They're in their homes. They can't eat. Their shops were locked down. Nigerian governors were locking up palliatives. Nigerian governors were not reaching out to citizens. And so, when you think about what happens in Nigeria, you are moved to tears. We don't have leadership. We just have...
It's understandable. It's understandable.
People who come to power.
We all get moved also.
We have people who come to power, and the only thing they think about is, I'll steal for my generations yet unborn. And if the country goes up in flames, I get on the next available flight, I'll jet out. And that's why we need to keep shaping these narratives. That's why we need to keep working for the country.
Yes, Mr. Akin, you have nailed it on the head. That is the essence of this David Adodo Show. That's what we've been, pioneering since the beginning of this show. The situation in Nigeria, with the economic, education, poverty, and everything is just chaos. And now we're talking banditry. I call them terrorists. I don't call them bandits. They're just using a nice word to make them look good. They are terrorists, whether they are local or international, they are terrorists. And it is so disheartening, very, very disheartening, that the president, the government of Nigeria, is not doing anything about it. So I understand, we all on this panel understand where you're coming from. This is what we've been talking about from day one when this program took off about a year ago. But I see, Mr. Adodo, I want to try to give you the opportunity to say give the last question before we go into rounding up. Mr. Adodo.
I think the gentleman has said a lot. He has said a lot. He has a lot of wealth of experience, and he knows what he's doing. I just want to buttress some of the things that he highlighted, during his time of conversation. It is absolutely pathetic. Like Tunde just said, this is what we do on the show. That's what we talk about on the show. we are very passionate about what is going on in Nigeria because we love Nigeria. We love Nigeria. When we see the way things are going right now with Nigeria and the Nigerian government, it is sad. We're talking about the rape of women, you know, terrorists and bandits. You know, bandits are the way they will take even a married woman. They will kidnap a married woman, rape a married woman, rape the child, and rape girls. Schools cannot open now. Parents are scared to take their children to school, and we have a president. The Nigerian army is overworked, is overstretched. You know, the top hierarchy of the military connive with Boko Haram and send our soldiers to the war front, and Air Force, Nigerian Air Force, we even bombard them. That was a mistake. It's because of the nepotism we have in Nigeria. The minister for whoever is in charge of the Air Force is a Fulani man. If the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is not doing anything about the situation that we have in Nigeria, what makes us think that the man he put in charge of the Air Force will do something? The man he put in charge of the Air Force is a Fulani man. How are we sure that the Air Force, individuals in the Air Force, are not collaborating with Boko Haram to kill Nigerian soldiers that are on the ground fighting? Boko Haram, each time Nigerian soldiers are approaching towards Boko Haram, they are being bombarded from the air, or they are being rounded up and killed. I appreciate the work that you do, gentlemen, but I want to ask, are we sure we're going to have in Nigeria tomorrow? You are doing everything to fight corruption, the right of women. And every one of us on this show, we are doing the same thing. Patriotic Nigerians are doing the same thing. Are we sure we are going to have a united Nigeria tomorrow? Because with the way this president is going, he is trying to Fulanize Nigeria and he want to be a hero of the Fulani nation. I don't know how the West, I'm talking about the Southwest, I hope they are prepared to fight the war, because Boko Haram is coming. The jihadists, the ISIS, Al-Qaeda, all of these people are coming into Nigeria because they have seen Nigeria that we don't have a leader. The soldiers have been demoralized, and ammunitions are coming in from the Sahel, and they are ready to fight. What we are seeing right now in Nigeria is a child's play. I guarantee you that Boko Haram, if we are not careful, Boko Haram will sweep into Nigeria. It's time we begin to talk to United Nations. It's time we begin to talk to United States. I know United States is right now they are sharing information with Nigeria. Yes, it is good to share information, but we need boots on the ground. We need boots on the ground. I talk to Nigerians every day. We need boots on the ground so that people like you, Chief Fadeyi, will be able to do their work effectively. Thank you very much, and God bless you for the things that you do.
Thank you very much, sir. I'll just give a very brief answer. Every nation of the world is difficult to say we can solve the problems of the world. And that includes Nigeria as a case in point. I was carrying out a psychosocial research into what you call behavioral insights to public policy design a couple of months back, and I jammed a report. 26th of March 2020, the Premier of Ontario, Doug Ford, was threatening to lock up a grocery store. Why? Because there was COVID, this high-end grocery store started gouging prices. What you call Lysol, disinfectant Lysol, that goes for about $5 or $6, went to $29.99, about $30. And the Ford said, so many organizations, communities are rallying around to help people who are dying of COVID, and you guys are gouging price. I'm gonna lock you up. As I read that report, I went on Google to search, and I saw the emotions with which he was speaking. But here's the difference. He got up to act. Nigerian leaders, they watch corruption, they massage it, they don't act. If Chief Adodo was Nigeria's president, if my name was Akin Adodo, I can steal for as much as I want. I'll be covered. If I ride my bike out of exuberance and I crash the bike, my father will still spend 56 million naira taxpayers' money to send me to Germany to access medical treatment. In January 2016, January 15, 2016, January 27, 2016, back to back, I was sworn in at Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs and ASOROC into Federal Government Committee on Lassa Fever Control and Federal Government Committee on Primary Healthcare Development. After like 6-7 meetings, I told the Honorable Minister, Professor Adewale, then that this is not worth my while. I won't come for your meetings again. He said, Akin, you can't do that. Don't let the media write that Akifadeyi is not with us again. It will be people will start asking questions. What happened? Are we stealing money? I said, don't worry, I won't put it in the media that I can't come again. Because I come for meeting. You lodge me in Chida Hotel. You put all the food on the table. I eat what I can eat. I'm a light eater, very light eater. I take veggies and some stew.
Just like David Adodo too. You guys have things in common.
Then I finish. You say, okay, we finished the meeting. I'm going back to Lagos. You say your sitting allowance, 120,000 naira. People are dying in the villages of Lassa fever. I was the youngest and the only corporate technocrat within 14 professors, chief medical director, Iru at Specialist Hospital, Professor Chris Bode of Lagos University Teaching Hospital, all of them, professors. We sit down, Professor Uja, National Institute of Medical Research. We all the meetings speak grammar. What are we doing for those? How many primary healthcare centers are we building? What are we doing to arrest Lassa fever so that Lassa fever will not come the next time? I said, don't worry, I won't talk to the media. But I'm done. And I stopped going. When Jonathan's government left, DFID United Kingdom report shows $32 billion were stolen. And $115 million was spent to bring him back to power, which he lost. The man who is there now, by the time he vacates power, we will know that, like we say amongst us when we are cracking jokes, by the time we are opening the books on this current leader, we will know that Jonathan's corruption was being pressed on. we can't solve all the problems, sir. If I sit down here to say, oh, we're going to stop corruption in Nigeria, no, we can't. But we will continue to contribute to our quota. We'll fearlessly continue to pursue those who are undermining the peace of the society by stealing public funds. We will call them out boldly. We will continue to invite we will continue to put at the back of our mind what is called Sustainable Development Goals, which states that a nation fails and a nation is hampered the moment good governance cannot trickle down to vulnerable populations such as women, children, and internally displaced people. When we do this, and you're doing something too, when all of us just continue to do this, it will trickle down one day and it will become a pool. And the moment you build a responsible citizenry through the kind of work we're doing, one day they will demand for an accountable leadership. And that will be the end of the scavengers that are ruling us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for coming on the program, Mr. Akinfadeyi. It's been very, very educating. You've it's unfortunate, you know, for you. It seems like you can just keep talking. Thank God you're not a pastor because the church will never close.
But you're passionate about what you do.
No, we are out of time.
Yes. You can't just stop talking about it.
Yes.
That's just the passion in him.
Yes.
He enjoys what he's doing, and he's making sure that he's getting results for what he's doing, and that's just what I really like about him. I'm really impressed. It's just that, okay, the time has well spent. I still have a whole lot of things to discuss with him or to ask him, but unfortunately, there's no time. I really actually want to talk about rape in Nigeria. The issue of rape is something that is really, really giving me concern in that country, especially the minors that are being raped. So maybe we're going to bring him very soon back to the program. I hope he's going to join us if he has the time for us to really talk about that.
Promise.
Yes, Mr.
I promise that I will come.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. This is not the only time. And if you have a thing you're doing, a project, a program you're doing, let us know. If you want to put it out there, come on the show.
Tunde.
Yes.
Sorry to cut you short. You can give him a number. And
definitely.
We are going to contribute to his foundation, please.
Okay, most definitely.